Evening, guys. Welcome to tonight's Hangout in the crib. As you can see, there's just me and Scotty at the minute. Chris will be joining us very shortly, but he's running a little bit late. So tonight we're going to be talking to you about the June work in progress. So, should we kick it off, Scotty, or have you got anything you want to say?
No, go for it. Start with the slides. We'll go from there.
Okay, let's do this then. Shut that up. Right, so let's get going. As we just said, June work in progress. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Forsaken Arena tournament outbrief. So, Scotty, how was it for you?
I mean, for me, it weren't too bad. I mean, I was doing the coining repairs, obviously for the points, but because with my fleet, I could do it for minimal coin. But having to go get uranium all the time was ridiculous. I do prefer it a lot more with the uranium insurance.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, for them to drop it on us like that as well was a bit naughty.
Yeah, they didn't actually say anything.
I mean, it was nice to have the dredge fleets all weekend. You know, you could just go out and get uranium when you wanted it. But for the actual event itself, it was a bit.
It nullified a lot of people from doing it.
Yeah, I've been a complete and utter noob. I'm just gonna have to just switch out of this a minute because I've left the YouTube link on and I can hear it in the background. All right, let's try again. Sorry about that. All right, let's go. All right. Okay, let's try again. Sorry about that. Right, so we didn't get any proper good stats on the Aegis beforehand for our last show because they changed it up a couple of times. So, what do you think of the new stats on it?
I think they're a lot better. I mean, just the fact of the bonus defense, if you can keep it in the field. If you can keep it in the field, the bonus defense is like massive.
Yeah, agreed. You know, and obviously it stacks as well. So just in case people are wondering how it affects it when you've got multiple Aegis in your fleet, it works the same way as when you add defense to anything else in the game. So it works with diminishing returns. So the first one will be 40% on top. Then it'll be 40% of the remaining, and then 40% of the remaining. So you get slightly less each time, but it can work out quite well.
Do you know how much less that is, or?
I'm not off the top of my head, but I mean, I think you can get 4 of these in a fleet, and then without using any compound armors or anything like that, you can get defenses up to about 90%. So, you know, it works out pretty well. So, have you got any ideas of what you're going to be doing with yours, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm thinking of using my Crusaders and running it around the outside to try and keep my Crusaders in the field as much as possible from running that around the outside. So when I'm hitting bases, it will boost my Crusaders' defenses.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a good idea.
I mean, the field of 40 is quite big for most, you know, to reach over most channels. Okay, some obviously the channels are wide, that will work as well, but for the most part, if you drive it well, you can keep your fleet in the field at all times.
Yeah, it's something that I haven't really thought about. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to build mine yet. I mean, I only got one because I wasn't really that interested in beasting the arena at this time. I only sort of like got myself up to 65th and just sort of stayed there. So
it can be a nice fleet ship as well.
It can do, yeah. I mean, Ewok sent me a build the other day with 4 in the fleet. You know, you're getting 90% defences on there, and you can fit a few siege missiles on there.
What I was thinking to do is, if I was ever to get the Crow Death Charge, you could do a Grim Wraith and 3 of these with Crow Death Charges on.
Yeah,
you'll get the bonus defenses. They've got 80 thermal, and you got more armor slots than what Vipers have.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be nice.
And you can get them pretty quick as well.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's going to be a really nice ship to go with. So, thumbs up on the Aegis then, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry I'm late, guys, but as usual, I've already built one of these, and I stuffed it in with my Crusader fleet. You know, I had to drop a little armor in the Crusaders to make it fit, obviously. But man, what a difference! The damage protection really helps quite a lot. I'm really happy with it.
Well, I watched a base hit that somebody posted of them getting hit by a Crusader fleet, and I mean the Crusader fleet died, but you could tell that the Crusaders were taking a hell of a lot more pound. It was the Aegis and 3 Crusaders, and you could tell that they was taking a hell of a lot more pound than they should have.
Well, if you think about it, adding that 40% to everything is the same as adding a demo squad crew on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically. So
and you can still keep your Frosty in there as well if you work it in.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, I think it's an awesome addition. It's just finding the right places to put it.
One thing I like as well is the fact, because that diminishes the Windigo field as well. If you could work the armors out right, you could actually have like a secondary. So, say if your Frosty dies, for example, sometimes you're getting slow too much to finish the base. Got a backup there to diminish the slow.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like I said, I wouldn't replace it with a Frosty if you have the option. It's a great. I don't think it equals, having a Frosty in your fleet.
right, cool. So should we move on?
Yeah, go for it.
The update and schedule. So, bug fixes and tune in. No bug fixes or tune in this week. There is going to be a raid starting on the 11th of June. More Reavers. Raid's called the Abyss. There is rumours from a certain website that there's going to be a rocket ship available as one of the prizes for the raid, and a new rocket with some very good stats on it, which are going to be quite good. It's going to bring your rocket ranges up to something around the same as siege missile with strike system. So that's going to be pretty cool. What did you guys think about having another rocket ship in the game?
I think it's just a cycle, you know what I mean? Like, it's about time for rockets, you know? They've redone mortars, redone missiles, you know, new launchers. So, you know, it's all a cycle, you know? It's about time we got a stronger rocket, you know? I mean, the rockets that we have are pretty powerful. The range just, you know, doesn't hold up. So the bigger range that's rumored will be nice if it goes that way.
I don't think it'll have the same impact to the way that Hellstrike did though now. There's too much out to counter rockets now that, you know, won't have the same effect. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. I mean, the walls are gonna, you know, make a big difference as well. Depends really on what the stats are for any rockets that come out with the ship. You know, it's gonna be fun to say the least. It's gonna make you think about where you place your guard more, I think, in base.
Or if the range is any good, you could potentially, what people used to do with the putting the Hellstrike in their guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Use sonar rockets and use that for defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's another option that's available to everybody in it. You know, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, but do you guys remember what happened when we had this whole rocket thing before, and we had, you know, the Hellstrikes come out? A new level of walls for insane amounts of uranium. So I'm almost guessing that's going to be around the corner. But I mean, that's just a theory I have, because it seems like every time we get a new weapon that hurts walls, we get new walls too. So I'm prepared to start spending, like, what was the last, like, 5 million uranium per level 6.
The thing is, how would new walls, how would that affect Crusades as well?
Exactly. So, I mean, I think it is time for new walls with the Crusaders and stuff like that we've had. So, you know, we'll see what's coming up. So, next thing on the list, Let It Burn uranium campaign starts on Saturday the 6th of June. We don't know the end date, but that's where it's been stated, 6th of June starting. So I'm assuming that it'll probably be available all weekend. So that's always good because uranium is always nice to have. You know, you're going to get your irradiated cutthroats crew. So that'll be cool. Removal for the tokens is going to be the same deal, Saturday the 20th of June, assuming all weekend again, although we don't have a finish date, so, but it's usually all weekend, so that's that one. And then a rogue crew campaign is supposed to be available through Friday.
So basically we've got another crew campaign.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did anybody do the last crew campaign for that crew?
I ran through it. You know, I mean, it wasn't much harder or different than the other ones that I remember. You know, it's just I don't even have anything with drones in it, so I don't even know why I did it. But
I didn't even bother doing it.
No, I mean I'd done up to level 3, but to get the cutthroats, but yeah, I don't see the point in going to 4. Although there is an interesting stat on that crew, which is an extra 30% of combat speed, which is interesting.
So go for rush.
I still couldn't be bothered, really, to be honest. I didn't see it worth the amount of damage that I would have taken to do that last level for me to bother with it, because I haven't got anything with drones in apart from like siege drones, which I use as a distractor. And well, what's the point, really?
Well, at the time, I mean, I had four cutthroats and balls. I was maxing 10 crews, so I didn't see the point of doing it for another cutthroat type thing when you know, I've already got enough for the next few dredge spawns.
Yeah, it's fair comment.
I mean, I've got a little bit of OCD on the game, so I kind of tend to do a little bit of everything. So I think that's why I went ahead and did it. Plus, just wanted to see if it was, you know, any different or harder than what we're used to. You know, I guess it's kind of I don't know. I'm blaming my extra coining and my extra stuff on being part of the crib. It's like my excuse, you know. Oh, it's for the community. I'll just spend it.
That's kind of like what I do as well.
Well,
I know myself. It's total BS, but it makes me feel better about spending the money. So to hell with it. That's all that matters. I spend for you guys.
I come up against somebody using it in the arena, and it didn't seem to have an effect at all.
Yeah, I know. I mean, time will tell. Apparently, they are going to be looking at putting it into the road crews as well, which I'm not very happy about, to be honest.
Has anybody actually used it? I was just curious. If anybody's used it, let us know.
Yeah. Anybody in chat that's used it, give us a shout.
Drone crew.
Okay, so Forsaken Arena tournament is going to be Thursday the 25th of June. So that's then. It's going to be slightly different, but we'll go on about that in a minute. And the unidentified raider fleets are June the 26th. So as if you didn't have enough to do with the Forsaken Arena tournament, you've got the raider fleets at the same time.
That's one thing I liked about the way they'd done. One thing they did add to this tournament was probably like a bandage fix, but the fact that you got double experience. I know obviously people lost uranium, but the double rank experience was quite nice. Because when I weren't doing coin, I was ranking my fleet with the uranium.
Yeah, so I mean, it's always good fun. So we'll go to the next slide. So Retro Pack 19 dropped in there. So you've got cryo launchers are in there. It's 15,000 uranium at R1. So don't forget, it goes 15,000 R1 to R5. After R5 it'll be 30,000, and after R10 it'll be 45,000 a level. Siege battery for turret defense and building damage. It's 10,000, same deal. Interesting that they put the Searing barrage mortar in as well. They've added that into the same one as the negotiator mortars and stuff like that. So if you've been retroing those, then.
But the Pandemonium mortar's still not in retro, which is kind of weird. I thought it was added Searing barrage and not.
It's been in there since it was available. I'm sure it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in the rapid fire mortar section.
I could have sworn I looked for it.
I'm pretty sure it is in there, mate. So that's that. Smart warheads, special for accuracy and missile range.
I'm actually happy about the warhead one for ready for preps.
Yeah, and then shielded tactical as well has been added. So that's 8,000.
I've used quite a bit of siege battery since it came out. I kind of like that special, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think it'll help, so like our thrower ships and our rush ships and stuff. I think it helps that out quite a bit.
Well, if you retro it up, you can save weight as well. Or maybe using just siege battery 2 instead of 3.
Yeah, there you go. I actually just got R10 Hellstrikes done, which I've had them forever. I just finally retroed them for R5 to R10. And I mean, R10 itself is 2 weeks long, good lord. But I refitted that fleet with throwers, and it's a tough little bastard. And I'm thinking with a little bit more siege battery retro, this thing is just going to be a beast.
Yeah. Right. So you're looking forward to that, to the siege battery. I've been looking forward to the Syrian barrage mort going in there, and I'm already halfway through because I was doing my negotiating mortars anyway. So I'm happy.
The cryo ones are more. The cryo launcher ones is to get more con at you as well. Because obviously that's obviously it does the exact same as what the normal launchers do, but obviously they've added it in their own slot.
Yeah, I mean they are different.
That's more of a
different effect, and it's quite a lot of uranium as well, I think.
Do you guys think that one might be a little bit too? You know what I mean? Like, it's
a bit overpriced.
Who's really using cryo launchers on anything but an enforcer anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe with the and do something to use in the future with some retro.
Yeah.
Man, do you really want to spend all that time in retro dry? You know?
Yeah, it's odd, because I mean I've personally stopped using them really, to be honest. I don't really use my enforcers, so it's going to be a bit.
You don't really see many people using V2C cryo launchers and fleet with fleet either.
No, so it's odd, but there we go. So next slide, new repair specialists. So we've had a couple of questions on Battlepirates Crib recently regarding the repair specialists and how people get to the next level. So it basically gives you a level when you reach each one of these rank bonuses. So it starts off with Recruit 1 straight away, and then you've got the Elite 1, which is 45%, Veteran 1 is 60%, Specialist 1 70%, and Legendary is 75%. So that goes up as you obviously rank up your fleets. Obviously you're going to get a better reduction. So the interesting ones that I've seen there is the Nova Storm and the Dantes and the Crusader. It's quite good, and finally the Mastodon is in there as well.
Yeah, eventually.
So now everybody's using masts instead of Mastodons. Now they put a repair modifier out.
I know. There's a few people that still want Kodiak as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that really should be in there. The Kodiaks. I mean, I'm glad that they've thought about some of the lower plays as well. I mean, they've put in the Predator submarine, so.
Again,
back to instant repair again.
Again, that Predator thing's like, even if you're armor that, I mean, it's not going to be that beneficial, even to lower players. I mean, like lower players are going to build it with an armor, and it's going to be instant repair.
Yeah, I mean,
who wants to drive those clubs that long to legendary rank them to get like a 2-minute advantage? Like, really? That just seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I know, but it's something, I suppose, for the low levels.
I know. If Rob was here, he'd be bringing it up. Is the fact that obviously the Dantes and the Nova Storm are already in there, and the fact that, have you noticed all the Reaver stuff gets all 33%?
It does, yeah, because it brings it down to 100% modifier rather than 150.
Yeah, it's just because the Reaver modifiers are always so much higher. You know what I mean? But I mean,
Yeah,
I've got a Dante Nova Storm, and I've got Crusaders, and the way I play, as much as I hit and stuff, this is really saving me quite a bit. I'm really liking the
Yeah.
repair stuff, especially the first ones were like hulls that like nobody's really driving or whatever, or. But now that we've added more stuff, I mean, in the sector that I'm in, there's been a lot of Crusaders running. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, my Crusaders are down to like 27 coins," and. So everybody that I've seen is really happy about the Crusader thing. So there's a lot of people.
Well, I think the big tier there is the Mastodon, the Crusader.
yeah, for sure.
For
Sure.
as far as saving.
I mean, the Mastodon itself is, it's a godsend for doing a lot of stuff.
I'm loving the Reaper in there. I know Earth's probably liking that as well.
Yeah, so
I'm loving the Reaper in there.
lovely. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's quite a good balance in there. The one thing that you obviously did bring up is that, no Kodiak yet, and also as well no VTC yet either. And someone's brought that up on the page as well. It was the third.
Second or third.
Yeah, it's third, I think, in the vote that it will be done. So get it on there. But there we go. Maybe it'll come in the next pack.
I do think their ordering's a bit screwed up though. Is the fact that something Rob said to me is they bought out the Zoe Stingray modified before the normal Stingray.
Yeah.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to put a balance in. There's a couple hulls for the low-level players. A couple hulls for midland guys like with the Hellstrike and Mastodon and stuff. And then there's some really big ones, like Dante's Nova Storm and the Nova Storm that a lot of people haven't got to build yet. So I think they're really going quite a bit, you know what I mean, all over the spectrum to keep everybody happy. So it's not just, okay, well, this month the lower level players will get something, and next month, you know what I mean? So I think they're actually doing a decent job mixing it up,
I'm
personally.
liking the Hellstrike in there. The Hellstrike's in there though.
Yeah, the Hellstrike's in there, that's good. But then, most of the Hellstrikes that I use are as spotters for my Mastodons and have got no rank on them.
Yeah, there is that. But I'm thinking that if there is going to be a new rocket in the new ones, you might be able to get the ship, but you might be able to get the weapon to put on your Hellstrikes and use it
very true. Right. So should we move on to the next slide?
Yeah, go on.
So, sneak preview of the Abyss raid. So, it's a new ship, as we said, it's a rocket ship. Obviously, if you want to go and have a look at it, pop down to the link there. It will be in the slides, which will be attached to the video. So, you can go and have a look.
And just a reminder, guys, this information is not set in stone. All this stuff here is subject to change because we did get it from another source that wasn't Kick's Eye. So, like I said, we're trying to give you the best information we can, but it may change. So don't hold us to anything.
This is very true. It's not official information, it's unofficial information, so it is subject to change. But
it's just a possibility.
Yeah. But I mean,
they're pretty correct, end up, but I'd hate for somebody to be like, well, you guys said it on the crib, so it's got to be true. So you're warning everybody, they might change stuff.
To me, it looks a little bit of a revivified battleship, doesn't it?
It kind of has the shape of a Reaver Thresher in a little way. If you look at it from the top view.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at it from the view on air, look, actually on the water, if you actually look at the shape of it, it's got a very similar shape to the battleship, which is quite interesting to me.
And obviously, we assume that it'll be the same sort of repair modifier as what your Hellhounds start at.
Yeah.
In Reaver.
Reaver modifier, you would have thought, under 50%. So that's June 11th, the start of the race, so don't forget that. Abyss, there we go. Go and have a look at the Dark Alliance page if you're interested. So, base relocation, June 16th is going to have new feature for base relocation, giving you the ability to relocate to an Alliance member. So helpful for non-Facebook and Kickside players. You can also relocate to bookmark, so we won't need jump points. Patsy, suckers, spies, as the VP Profs put it. But you know, we've only got 40 bookmarks, so if we're gonna be having bookmarks for jump points, we want to have a bit more bookmarks. So
I gotta clear mine
Kickside.
every week when I jump, so.
Yeah. Please, Kickside, can we have some more bookmarks?
You know everyone's going to bookmark towers as well.
Yeah, damn right. That's exactly what I was going to do as well. See, land on the tower. That'd be great.
Oh,
So,
I hate jumping into a place and being like 2 minutes away from the tower. I'm like, oh my god, I don't even want to play this week. I have such ADD that I'm like, I can't watch the ship drive for 2 minutes before it even hits the tower.
Well, it's not even so much that if you're using a crew for, say, dredges and that, and you're a minute and a half or whatever away from the tower, that's a minute and a half that you've wasted.
exactly. And then if
You go hit the base and they're like 2.5 minutes away. Like, what the hell? I'm waiting 10 minutes to hit a base here. This is ridiculous.
Wasting all your crews and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Nicky Prof's put on there as well, I was put on there, it would still be nice to know destination sector before jumping. So it's alright saying we can jump to an alliance mate, but still, if they're not online and we can't confirm what sector that they are in, it'd be nice to have just a marker saying that they're in, for example, 168 or wherever.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice, Kickside, if we could have that as well. I know we're asking for a lot, but it's just something that's nice, and it would stop a lot of issues with wrongful relocations and stuff, and make your life easier as well. So that's base relocation, and that's the June 16th. So look out for that one.
Look forward to that one too, actually. You know, it's so hard to jump a whole alliance every week because you're always posting like, okay, who's here, who's not, so and so's here, okay, I showed up, and it really turns into a headache on the pages and stuff. Really trying to get your whole group from one spot to another sometimes. So I think this is going to help us out quite a bit.
Be nice to try and keep it more groups as well, so you can sort of jump as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Forsaken mission content. So new Forsaken mission content. There is going to be new drones, fireback drone module 1 to 3, and a permacrete reinforcement. So that's.
Oh, that seems like a wall thing, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, maybe.
I mean, pancrete. That just sounds like something and concrete mixed together. So, you know.
Permacrete. Yeah. So we're looking at that going to be sort of some bits and pieces. If you're not going to get anything,
maybe like a compoundy version, compoundy arm sort of version.
Yeah. So
we've got radio, we've got obviously the free main. So
it sounds like it's going to go over a turret arm or a special, and then you've got the fireback drones from there, which deploys Reaver drones that attack with miniaturized slag throwers. So that'll be interesting. Little miniature thrower drones. So
yeah, it might be an actual drone that's worth building. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
Might be able to use my decoys as well, depending on the range of the throws.
Yeah. So what we've got here now, we did say earlier on that the Forsaken Arena tournament is changing. So begins on June the 25th. Whole new user experience. Players who enter the Forsaken Arena tournament will have a toy box filled with various hulls and components to pick and choose from in order to construct their arena fleets. This is a whole new way to engage in the arena, and very exciting to see how this will just address long-standing concerns regarding previous Forsaken Arena tournaments. So the toy box, you won't be able to use your own ships.
I don't like that at all.
Well, a lot of people have, built specific fleets for the arena. Arena-specific fleets.
And you know it ain't going to be cheap. You know it ain't going to be completely free as well.
So, it's a bit naughty. People have spent months putting together and perfecting fleets for the arena, and then to have this pulled out. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be good for the lower levels, and it's going to make it more skill based, which is going to be good. But I do feel sorry for people that have.
The thing is, you say skill based. I mean, where does rank come into it?
Well, I'm assuming that the rank will be whatever is on the fleet once it's built. No, so the more that you use it in the arena, the more you're going to have a rank, don't you? So
they're bound to add some sort of shortcuts that you can use to get the rank or whatever.
well, it'd be interesting anyway.
They'd have to pay for you something.
I mean, the way I'm seeing it, it's like some salvage farmer, right, who really hasn't spent the time to grind or the money or whatever the case may be to get these raid prizes and blueprints. It seems to me that this is kind of unlocking blueprints for people that have never used them before, which in my mind is a little unfair. You know what I mean? Like, I busted my ass in that first tournament to get some warbirds. If I gotta fight somebody, warbird to somebody that didn't earn them, I don't think that's very right. Whether they coined, whether somebody helped them, whatever the case may be, if they didn't earn it, they shouldn't drive it. Whether it be earning it monetarily or by work or however you want to call it, you know? If you haven't unlocked the prize, don't touch it. It's not yours. You haven't unlocked it. And that's just my theory on it. But we don't know exactly how they're doing it, so I might just be blowing smoke up everybody's ass and completely wrong.
I mean, it's obviously it's going to level the playing field, so that lower level players are going to get more of a chance to compete with the bigger guys. You know, there's not going to be any ranking system on there, so it's just going to be sort of on the day. So you're not going to get the lower tier prize and then an upper tier prize. Everybody gets to, you know, compete for the top prize, which is good. And it's going to be more skill based because there's only going to be a limited amount of tech that you can use to build your fleet with. So, you know, I think it's going to be good. I'm worried about how much it's going to cost in uranium.
I don't know. There's still going to be some sort of cost issue in there. They're not going to do this and lose out.
Well, the thing is,
look at the money they must have got in the last arena. They're not going to like do this out of pocket. It's going to cost something.
I mean, I think, you know, with the not getting your uranium back for wins,
and your kill streaks,
or your kill streaks, I think that's going to be pretty bad. And you know, if you're going to do this so that the lower level players can, or players that haven't got the top attack, can compete in a skill based tournament, allow them to compete. Don't make it so that they've got to try and go and get uranium in order to do it. You know, if they can save up enough uranium and then keep it at quite a reasonable level through the amount of wins that they're getting, then, you know, obviously it's going to be better for them. Because the whole reason of you doing it is purely to, you know, obviously help out the lower levels and make things a bit more fair on everybody. But if they can't go and get uranium in order to keep playing, then you're sort of defeating the object in the first place, aren't you?
Well, yeah, if they do, I mean, if they do this and then do it the way they did the last time, it's still basically going to come down to who's got the most coin, because they're going to be the ones going out coining, getting dredges, or, you know, consistently maxed out of, you know, uranium for crews and whatever to use.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of the spectrum. I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from, Earth, you know, balancing and leveling the playing field, and I totally agree with that. But one thing that I have kind of come to in my own mind decide about Kicks Eye is I'm always planning for the worst and hoping for the best, you know, because there's been some stuff that came out that I was super excited about, and then it sucked. And then there's some stuff that I was like, oh, this is horrible, and it was fantastic, you know? Like the repair modifiers. We were all like, who gives a crap? Now I'm like, yay, repair modifiers, it's saving me all kind, you know? So I'm just going to I'm just kind of spitting out options and talking about things that I think might be something to think about. but I'm just totally reserving judgment on everything until I see it at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, we'll have to see what it brings. But I think it's something that they need to, if they're going to do it to level the playing field and allow people with lower levels or lower tech levels to jump in and have a bit of fun and party with the big guys, let them do it. Don't be taking their uranium off of them because they can't get it back. Basically, that's all I'm saying.
Which I think personally is how it's going to work. Otherwise, they're not getting all that.
It would be stupid if they done this because I mean, it's a good thing for the lower guys, tech wise or lower levels. It's a good thing it's something they can compete in because it's a level playing field. But it's only a level playing field as long as you allow them to win back their uranium. Because if they can't go out and get more uranium, then they can only do a certain amount, can't they?
Right.
I mean, I think success with this is going to be, like you said, it's got to be an even playing field, but it's got to be an even playing field on all the borders. It can't just be like, oh, there's an even playing field on tech, but you got to use a bunch of your, So they've got to balance it. It's either you pay to play and the big guys win, or it's a balanced playing field for everybody. There shouldn't be a pieces here is balanced and then over here it's not. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, that's what I mean. Like I say, you'd have to be able to get your uranium back, otherwise it's still going to turn into a corners fest.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's pretty much what our thoughts on the matter are. It'd be nice to know what people in chat think about it. So, if you have anything that you want to share with us, let us know. Should we go on to the next slide and then move back?
Yeah, if anything from chat comes up, I'll bring it up.
I think that's it. I think that's all the slides, to be honest. Don't know what that's all about.
That's the toy box.
That's the toy box. There we go.
Oh, I should have put that in different order, shouldn't I? Put that in the wrong order.
Yeah, it's to go with the model slide from last week. So we've got models and we've got our toy box now.
There we go. I
like to play in that toy box.
So yeah, that's that. So
what does everybody think about the way the next arena is going to work and how they'd like to see it work?
That's
Mickey over here says researchable tech only would be good. That's kind of a cool idea because that would level the playing field for skill. But good lord, would it be boring? I think.
Yeah.
You
can't, as much as I love it in there, you can't put stuff like the Crow Death Charge in there, for example, because then it would just be way too much. Everyone's just going to do a rush Crow Death fleet, and it's going to be boring as hell.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of these arena fleets that people are making are based on rank.
It is. I mean, let's be honest. If it's a high rank fleet, you've got more of a chance than.
The missiles are based on rank. UAVs are based on rank. The only things that aren't really are the concussive damage weapons.
Yeah, that and like throwers, stuff that's got a long reload time. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting concept, I think, and I think it would be really, really good fun, as long as they don't screw people over. Really, to be honest, I think the last arena was probably a showcase for how not to do it. To be perfectly honest.
That last one's pretty rough.
That kind of me. I think I did about 1,800 coin.
Oh god, I didn't even count because I knew I would get upset if I did. Like that was just ridiculous. And part of me is sitting here thinking about that. Now, did they do all these new changes and new ideas and throw them out for the next month because they changed things last month and everybody was so pissed off about it? And if not, if they planned this to happen, like the new format next month, why would they have changed the last one You know what I mean? Like they did in order to just push this thing out. You know,
I
I'm
think
kind of thinking like a hot fix because they realized how they pissed everybody off at the last one. You know, so I think they're trying to do something completely different so we forget about it.
Well, I heard they was on about doing something like this anyway with the whole toolbox type thing. I think the last one was just a test, or just trying to, trying to get coin out of people for the last one.
Well, I don't know. It might have been to see how far
That run.
and how it's going to work if they'd done it like that. I think
Maybe
it was
they
a big.
had ideas and they're just throwing them out to see what works.
Yeah, I think it was a big fail. I think that the reason that they'd done it was to try and level the playing field a little bit with the people that have got loads of chair time, who are just running away with countless wins, and people who didn't have as much chair time not really getting very far. So I think that it was an attempt to sort of try and curb that a little bit, but it just didn't really work, did it?
Yeah, well, there was a question in chat here. It says, does retro weapons carry over retro and weapons or retro and rank carry over the toolbox? And Trogar is saying that nothing will carry into the toolbox, so it's going to be a blank slate apparently. So when you have ranked or retroed or any of that kind of stuff that's in your base.
So you basically play with an unranked fleet completely.
Yeah, brand new fleet.
Unranked retro and unranked retro and ranked fleet, basically.
Well, yeah, it puts everybody on a level playing field, doesn't it? It does make it more skill orientated rather than just having the biggest, baddest fleet out there.
Right.
So it's going to be good for that.
Is going to jack up the whole boring as hell thing I was talking about. You know what I mean? Like if we have no reload and we're used to running a ship that's got a good rank on it, it's going to be like watching paint dry.
And the battles would be a hell of a lot longer.
Oh.
This is true.
Yeah, Trogar, if you're listening, just don't make it boring, bro. Whatever you do, balance and don't make it boring, for the love of God.
Yeah. So let's have a look. Is there any more comments in chat? Is there anything else anybody else would like to bring up? That's all.
I'm reading chat.
Panda said, I think this one was a show guy, saying, just curious why our current retros don't carry over. Which is a good question, actually.
I mean, I think that's kind of an obvious answer because it's the toy box meant to level the playing field. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of would imagine that none of our stuff would transfer over. Again,
Yeah.
Right. It's the list of ships that it will give you as well. I mean, obviously you're only going to get a certain amount of ships that you can use.
For sure. I mean, it's going to be fun anyway.
All sea wolves all the time. Let's rock it like we did in Blackwater days.
I mean, like subs as well. You're going to give people nighthawks type thing. Or you're going to give them it's going to be like a lesser sub,
Oh, that would be such a kick in the pants. I'm such an anti-sub in the arena guy because it really aggravates me when,
Well, the thing is, no rank, subs are kind of defective.
Yeah. I reckon we should all just get Predator submarines and battle it out. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, say you get something with thermal, or depending on the ships. Say you got something with thermal, and even if you've got no reload on your missiles, your layers targeting, if they've got no sub rank, you're going to kill them.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it really depends on what we get given, really. I'm quite looking forward to it, to be honest. But
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing. I'm all interested in it now, seeing what they can and can't do and how it's going to turn out. Like I said, plan for the worst and hope for the best. But it's definitely an interesting concept if they do it right.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same. I think it's that they've got the right concept in mind, but it just they'll bring it out and it'll need something tweaking to it to kind of perfect it.
Yeah, like they'll bonehead on it or something. Like they'll do something like let you have Nighthawks in the arena, and then they'll have no ships with thermal or something stupid like that. They'll be like, oh, gee, I guess I gotta fix that.
Yeah.
So
and then you're screwed.
Yeah, someone's just putting there. Mr. Pando's just put. It'd be interesting seeing people that don't have the ships that they put in there, having no idea how to use them, driving all over the place.
Yeah.
Example, like the first time using mastodons.
Yeah.
That's going to be funny, I must admit.
yeah, I mean, I can definitely see some entertainment there, but again, a level 56 player that has never driven a Crusader and doesn't own one, their first shot shouldn't be in the arena. But again, I can kind of see the business sense of that, because let's let them play with some stuff that they don't have, and then they're going to be jonesing for it and wanting to spend more to get it.
Yeah.
So,
and maybe even think, oh, I liked that ship, I'll build it after all, type thing.
yeah, I think this is another business case dressed up to look like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, of course they're a business. They're here to make money. They're going to worry about their wallet first, because any corporation does.
Yeah.
But they're all,
if you're not making profit, then you're not.
Right, but it shows an attempt. You know what I mean? Yes, they've got it set up to where they can make money on it in the long run, but they are kind of doing a favor for the little guys in order to do it. So you can't really hate on that kind of a business decision.
For sure. I mean,
I don't think as well. Pinches, pinches are going to come into it as well. People that are like buying pinches, and they're going to come into it.
Yeah, I mean that'd be interesting if you done it with like no rockets and stuff like that as well. That'd be quite fun.
Because say for example, in the components there was no pinch distance, and people are pinching you, and the person that's using the pinch is going to win.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be good. But
it's going to be interesting anyway. It's a step in the right direction anyway.
I think it is. It's a step in the right direction. I just feel sorry for all of the people that spent months perfecting the perfect arena tournament fleets. And it's kind of a little bit.
The cookie just said. The cookie said he thinks the top 10 should get the top prize, not just one person. With that many players, does not make sense.
I do agree with that, what Cookie said, because I mean, man, like my bracket when I was playing, I mean, I could have easily stayed. I mean, I stayed pretty much top 10 the whole time, but the fact that the guy in first place had like 3 times as many points as the guy in second place, I was like, why bother? As long as I stay in 10th, I'm cool.
Well,
I just check every now and then when I drop to 11th or 12th. I'd play a little bit, get myself till 8th or 9th, and as long as I stayed in that number 10, I knew I wasn't getting any better than that, so there wasn't any motivation to go any farther.
Well, I started mine on Thursday, and I got first, and I consistently kept a 28k lead over second place at all times, and I didn't play for like 2.5 days, and I still had a 20,000 point lead on second place.
Nice.
Yeah, you've just been pulled up in the chat there.
What?
Scotty. Cookie is in fact a lady. She's a lady pirate.
Oh no, I thought it just said Cookie. Cookie, my bad.
There you go. Hi Cookie, by the way. So,
Cookie Monster.
It's not Cookie Monster, no. It's Cookie.
Oh, I know who you're on about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
So, is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up? That's all?
I got one little thing. You know, I've kind of noticed something the past couple months. The first arena that came out, people were like, meh, who cares? But now it's almost seeming like people are starting to get like more excited for the arena tournament than they are the raids. You know what I mean? The raids like, oh, we got to grind for some days, we're going to win some votes. But it's like, it just seems like there's been a lot of good excitement about the arena tournament the past couple months. And it sucks that last month sucked so bad because they were on such a great roll. You know, and I'm really hoping that this month gets it back, because it's actually a really fun event to do.
But it's something that I heard Price and a couple of people saying. It's like the arena was something they could do and play, and fight other players that didn't cost. It's something.
Yeah,
it's a way that they could actually do, get their PvP in you know, without emptying their wallet into like base hits and stuff.
I mean, it was really good, the original way that it first started and stuff like that. You know, I think it was really good idea because it allowed it was something for the non-coiners to look forward to, and I think that's why so many people were so upset, is that, you know, to drop a bomb and say, well, that's it, we're not paying out for wins anymore on uranium, so you're going to have to go and hit dredges to get uranium to play. I think, you know, that was kind of a kick in the teeth to the non-coiners.
They was kicking out a big chunk of people from having the ability to do it.
Yeah, and you know, this game, you know, obviously the coiners help pay the bills and stuff like that, but you know, if you haven't got the non-coiners as well, or the lower to medium coiners,
they're still the minority, sorry.
Exactly. So, you know,
I just like to throw a reminder out here to Kixeye. The way things work, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. If it is broke, go fix it. There was nothing wrong with the arena. You broke it, so now you got to fix it.
But no one was really moaning about it that much, kind of thing, because they can still play it for free.
Yeah, but I mean, they took something that was fantastic and made it less fantastic. You know, like, why, you know, the arena was going so good, why put time into it when we've got other issues to deal with? You know what I mean? That's my point.
And one thing you were saying about, like, people enjoying the arena more so than the raids, I've been enjoying the raids a lot more as well. Because of it being, you know, because of it changing. I've been enjoying the raids quite a lot more, and it's not quite there yet, but it has been balanced. As far as cost, it's been balancing out a lot more across the board.
The only thing I don't like about the new style of raid is, you know, the low drop rates. You know what I mean? It's like, here you go cramming all this away to be able to hit 90s, and then you blast through 90s for 3 or 4 days, getting nothing but a little bit of uranium and a little bit of points. And then it's like, oh, that thing that I was trying so hard for is just no, you know, it's not like I tried and failed. I couldn't get there. It's like, I gotta just bust my butt, and hopefully the Kixeye gods will give me a random drop. You know what I mean? So it's like, the motivation isn't there as much. Especially the fact when the 90s don't respawn, you know? Like, what
they should have done, they should have made a lesser haul that wouldn't have been as game-changing, and then up the drop rate. Don't up the drop rate and bring out something like that house style that's just going to decimate. I mean, I've seen that hit a few bases, and that thing's ridiculous. Who's got the button remote targeting and whatever.
Right,
yeah,
like
I've seen them die on a lot of bases there as well. It's not an I win button by any means, right? It's the same as anything. You've got to pick the right basis for it. Otherwise, you're going to die.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it's a cool boat, and it sucks that there's only like 15 of them in the water or something ridiculous like that. I mean, you know, I remember the month that I came and raided with you for the proto Nemesis or whatever. Like, we unlocked those platforms, and it's like, all right, the platforms are unlocked. I'm like, sorry guys, I gotta go to a family dinner. I'll be back in an hour. And I got back, and they were gone.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the hell? What
first two with us, I think.
And
I think opening them over. I think the best thing is like most of the raids like 4 day. So opening them like one of my lots said these 25 open like 25% of them. Once you unlocked them, like open 25% of the platform was per day kind of thing.
Yeah, space it out, you know.
25% have got, you know, each day across the 4 days they open. They won't open all at once. You'll open like 25% the first day. Once they're gone, you've got to wait till the next day to, you know, the next lot to open.
Yeah, I think Chorigo was saying, because somebody was saying it'd be nice to have a little bit of a break so we could build some stuff. You know, because it's now effectively having 2 raids every month of the arena tournament, and you know, them offering holes in there as well. So it'd be nice to have a little bit of a break. What do you guys think about that?
See, I kind of see arena as my break, because it's again, it's, you know, it's not. I don't really see it as a raid. I just see it more as obviously, perfecting fleet v fleet and stuff, and doing, and testing out new things in fleet v fleet. I see it more as something a breaker doing something different for a change.
Yeah, when it was free, I agreed with
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, as well.
When it was free, yeah, it was. It was just testing everything out. I was throwing together boats that had no business being together just because I wanted to see what happened. You know what I mean?
Last week one, it was more like a raid because obviously, you pay if you want them double points.
Yeah, and
But when it was free, I didn't see it as a raid. I just seen it as like an opportunity to do something different for a week, a few days.
I think that's really what I was trying to get at with that question.
I think if they're going to keep dropping content on us like they're dropping, they've got to do something about our shipyard. You know what I mean? It's like every time I win a boat, that's a couple more ships that I have to get rid of that I've already. And I know that we've been talking about this forever, but I mean, you keep adding content and we got no room for boats. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to scrap my old Seawolves that I love dearly. I haven't driven them in like a year, but you know what I mean? That was like my first cool hull. I don't want to get rid of them, but it's either that or get rid of something useful when I win something else. And that really sucks.
Agreed. But what I was trying to get at is that, the people used to see the arena tournament. They didn't really used to see it as like a second raid, because it was something fun that they could do for very minimal costs. But now with having to go and get the uranium, in order to, because you're not getting it back from wins and stuff like that, it's turned into another chore. And it's just sort yourself out. You keep on saying you don't want to keep on adding in chores for us to do. Yeah, you turn something good that we didn't see as a chore, we've seen it as a bit of fun, into a chore.
Yeah. Prior to you said in the chat as well, ship storage coming soon.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So you're going to be able to like store. I assume that somewhere you can store your ships. So you've got so many in your dock, and then you've got so many stored. So you'd have to, I assume, swap them out to use them. Like you swap one out your storage and back into your dock or something, and you can use that.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be cool.
I know they're saying that they don't want you to have like a stupid amount of like sea fortresses or whatever. So obviously, the storage thing's the next best option. You might not be able to do it instantly as well. I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be good to be able to put ships in storage, because the amount of holes that I've scrapped is just insane, really.
I'm liking what Cookie is saying in chat here, because I totally agree. She says, I got something. Why are we getting these special road crews that are only released once and then you can never spin them in the hull? Why not add them into the game after they're released? I totally agree. I mean, I use a lot of UAV fleets. My Warbird fleet's is one of my favorite fleets. That really pisses me off that I've only been allowed to have one of those things. like, why dangle the carrot again?
Yeah, I think that crew was quite nice. I mean, I used it on my Warbirds and when I played a bit for a bit, and I thought that was a really nice crew to sort of like not bring UAVs back, but make them a bit more useful.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. It's add them in there, but it's. I think the drones one's probably going to be pretty good when they release the new drones. But that Death from Above crew was really good. It sort of brought them back into the game a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we've
I like the fact they're bringing new crews out as well, but don't just bring legendary crews out. Bring some new common crews out or some new uncommon crews out as well.
Yeah, I think as well they need to sort of adjust some of the crews that we've got, because we've got you've got your your bullseye brigade for missile fleets and stuff like that's cool, but then you've got ones that they have the favoured ship where you only get certain stats from the crews if it's on that particular ship. Well, half of those ships that are favoured in the crews now are not really used.
Well, one of them was for Predator, wasn't it?
Yeah, one's for the Predator. There's one for gunboats, which is cool. I like to to get some gunboats out and use the radar runners with the 3,000% damage on them. That's good fun for hitting bases with sometimes. With
To be fair, that can have that. I mean, that can be really good, depending on how many rockets one is about. That can be really good for a prep because you could go in with a gunboat and prep out. Say they got an apocalypse mortar or whatever, and you want to prep that out. You can go in, prep the apocalypse mortar out, and then use your mastodons or whatever, and just go in with a gunboat first to prep that out.
Yeah, I mean, like one of them, what's it, the Midnight Marauders. I mean, the favoured ship for that is obviously it's the interdictor, isn't it? I mean, realistically, who really uses interdictors? I mean, just there's not really.
There was one. I can't remember which one it was now, but there's one for the Thresher as well. For the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Who uses the Thresher? And I mean, we've got a whole crew for Seawolves. Has anybody in chat used that crew? I've never used one. Why is it there except to be a placeholder so you can, another flip through?
I mean, some of them are good. For example, Junkyard Dogs is a brilliant crew for your base guards. Lasts long enough. It'd be nice if it lasted 12 hours rather than 10 hours. But it's a good crew to have.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I do like the crews, but like you said, they do need to be updated. Like basically, I don't think there's any crew right now that's got a favored ship that people actually use that crew on. You know what I mean? Like the mortar crews for dreadnoughts. Who drives mortar dreads anymore? Hell, I don't think they've even been able to be gotten as a prize in forever.
I mean, it says all dreadnoughts, doesn't it? I think on the mortar heads crew gives you extra rank and something like that.
Regular dread.
Well, why not stick it in there? Any crew, any ship that's actually designed for mortars. So
I think the only one that actually might be, people might still use ship because of the R10 is the Bullseye. I mean, the favourite ship for that's all missile cruisers.
Yeah.
All that does is increased rank bonuses for 15% and so on detection by 16.
Yeah, I mean, obviously your Junkyard Dogs is going to work good in your base, isn't it, for your Goliaths, because they've come around to being useful again. But a lot of them, they're really there's not a lot of use for them really.
Why Dragon Slayers? When was the last time you used Dragon Slayers?
I mean, that's quite good because you get the extra rank, don't you?
100%
Any Draconian hull? Is it any Draconian hull?
Any
You get
Draconian hull.
Yeah. So I mean that adds to it as well. That's quite good. It's not a useless crew, but I mean, they do need updating for sure. So
I still use Wharf Rats all the time because I'm lazy.
See, I've kept one of them.
So it hauls ass. I don't care about collecting res. I just put it on the ship so it hauls ass to the.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to ever get rid of the Wharf Rats. But it's only ever 3 coins to renew it.
Yeah.
It doesn't go any higher than 3 coins to renew it. So you can always. I keep one of them all the time in one of my slots.
I think in all my slots at the minute I've got demo squads, and I think I've got a few DOS crews in there as well.
Oh, I forgot my demo squads now. I don't even keep anymore.
Yeah, I keep one of each legendary crew just stuffed away.
I always keep a dogs on me, like you say, with the base guard. I'll always have one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a hell of a lot of difference, especially with your Goliaths, because it gives you, is it 30% explosive defense to your entire guard, and then gives you an extra 40% missile defense on Goliaths, is it?
And the 8% quick hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the Buzzard Missile Master on in my base, so they've got built-in crits anyway, so that extra 8% helps a hell of a lot on them.
Oh, I'm sure it does. But yeah, I mean, have a bit of thought. Something that you want to look into Kickstarter, and just maybe just take a little bit of time out, think what you can do to adjust them. Maybe get rid of a few, update a few, add a couple new ones in there. Give us a bit more fun.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, they only ever got got rid of crews. Now they've started to add them back in, but they're only adding legendaries. It's there just needs to be a bit more of a balance of across the board. Maybe take some of the common crews out and replace them with some newer common crews.
Yeah, I mean, because some of the ones now, they don't really fit the game anymore.
No.
It's a bit of a waste.
And that goes back to what I was saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it is broke, put some time in it.
Oh yeah, and just to add this in there as well, junkyard dogs crews do not work on subs in the arena.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times.
Just as a thing that I got to throw out there. Just somebody will know who it is that said that. It might work, but I'm not going to mention any names. But no, it doesn't work.
I've seen a few people use junkyard in the arena. And I was like, it's base guard only.
But there we go. So I think that's pretty much about us now.
Yeah.
We finished for tonight.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we have gone a little bit over, so just want to say thank you very much, guys, for coming out and joining us tonight. Thank you very much, Chris, even though you were late.
I ran out of gas, man. What can I do?
It's one of them, innit? Keep an eye on the needle a bit better next time.
Well, the thing is, I got a new old work van, just a beater that I can throw carpet and stuff in, and the gas gauge died about a quarter of an inch before the end of the gauge. So that's just something I gotta pay attention to from now on, I guess.
Alright, no worries. Well, anyway, thank you very much, guys, for coming out and seeing us. Don't forget to take a look on the Battle Pirates Squad page. We are updating our ship build album again at the minute, so there's going to be...
We've added the Hellblazer, the Hellstar, and the Aegis into the album, so we'll be dropping some builds in there.
So yeah, make sure you keep on having a check through those, and we're always updating them.
Well, I know a few people are asking for Hellblazer builds, and now the album's up, so...
Yeah, so we'll be dropping a couple of different builds in there. So yeah, keep an eye look out on that. Don't forget to check out Larry's blog, bpprof.blogspot.com or .co.uk, depending on where you are. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys.
Have a good day, guys.
See ya.
Cheers, guys. If I can actually press the button.